Venture out to the village of Monroe for everything you need this holiday season. Dashing through Monroe for coffee and a bite. Can't forget the shovel and sled in case it snows tonight. Fresh baked bread, Christmas trees, poinsettias for the wife. Cookie baskets full of fun and cakes that will delight. Accessories, handmade wreaths, clothing just your size. Wonderful place to holiday shop, Monroe is always bright. Venture out to Monroe this holiday season.
Okay,
I have faith in you.
well, I think perhaps we've got what we're going to get, but we do have 3 members, so I think let's start the meeting.
You have an extra copy of the agenda?
Rhonda has a copy of the agenda for you. Can I snap this?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I call this meeting of the Village of Monroe Zoning Board of Appeals to order. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, our first item of business would be the application of 50 Wharton Drive LLC for an area variance, which was held over for from last month. But I think we do not have a representative for the applicant present. Okay. And to my knowledge, they have not communicated with the board or with the chairman. So I think what we might ought to do, on the off chance that a representative of the applicant plans to appear and will be here, we might take things a little out of order, give that hold that to last, and consider what we want to do about that at the end. So our next item of business is the approval of the decision for 37 Still Road.
Sorry, I will tell the board, I just noticed a typo in the very first line. It is the application of Shakima Cheek, and in the very first line, I have it correct in the signature block or in the title block, but I put Shakima Creek, so that will be corrected. And then I have confirmed with Rhonda that the 239 report was not received, but it has been greater than 30 days, so I will update the county GML paragraph.
Okay. Now, it strikes me about this decision, Kelly, that Jim was here for this case. I was here for this case. Dan was not.
I was there for the beginning, but just not for last month's.
Not for the conclusion, right.
So as long as Dan has reviewed the minutes from the prior meeting, and I'm not saying he has or has not, but as long as he has and he is comfortable with that, and he's comfortable with the fact that this decision reflects the board's judgment on that day, that would be acceptable to approve this written decision. Because as you can see on page 4, the votes for this were already taken. This is just to approve the written draft.
Right.
And I don't know if Dan has reviewed the minutes.
I read it.
You have done, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Looks fine to me. I couldn't tell if there's any errors because I wasn't here, but from what I read, looks fine.
Jim, did you have a chance to have a look at the decision?
Yes, I did.
All right. Does anybody want to move on?
Make a motion to approve the minutes, the decision.
Okay, thank you, Dan. All right, thank you, Jim. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so the the decision rather for 37 Still Road is approved.
So I'll make
With
those
the
changes, and I
amendments.
will send it to you tomorrow via DocuSign for you to sign, send back, and I'll send it right down here.
Okay. Okay, so let's talk now about meeting minutes. Rhonda, we have October and November to approve, right?
Correct.
Right. Has everybody had a chance to look at meeting minutes, both for last month and for October?
Not for last month, I saw October, though.
Okay,
Yeah, I did.
okay.
Sorry.
No, that's quite all right, Dan, I understand. Right.
So I'll make a motion to approve the October minutes right now and table the approval of the November minutes.
Well, myself, I would, can we say, we can approve October subject to some
Corrections.
because I myself found a few things that I'd like Rhonda to update. Mostly items of spelling, this kind of thing. Jim, did you have anything about October that you wanted to?
I'll second that.
Okay. So, all in favor of approving the minutes for October, subject to
Corrections and
revisions, I will hand to Rhonda.
Aye.
Okay, so we will do that. And,
you.
and we will hold off on the November minutes, I guess. Okay. Okay, well, I do want to leave, I think, new business and old business to last. So that leaves us only 50 Wharton Drive LLC.
I'm sorry.
Go right ahead, Kelly.
I have a slight concern, so if we're not voting on, or the board is not voting on the November minutes, Dan said he hasn't had a chance to review them, then you couldn't have voted on the decision, because the decision was conditioned upon Dan reviewing those minutes and saying that it accurately reflected the board's position during that.
I didn't see that.
So,
Okay,
in that instance, I'm gonna need a motion to rescind that vote.
Then I'll
See.
rescind, I'll move to rescind the approval of the
I'm afraid
decision.
that we had a bit of a misunderstanding there. So, all right. So, Dan, motions to rescind.
Second.
Okay, all in favor of rescinding the approval of that decision? Okay, very well. So we'll have to hold that over until such time as we get a proper review of our minutes.
Sorry about
Not to worry, Dan.
Well, I should have reviewed the minutes, I guess.
We need all the Dan we can get, so. And this is an illustration. Okay, so, so with respect to 50 Wharton Drive LLC, now, frankly, I'm at a bit of a loss. When last we left this, this case, Vice Chairman Zuckerman had instructed the applicant to approach the building department to review the plans subject to the new law. I think it's local law 11 that changes the definition of story, among other things. And I wondered, Jim, have you had a visit from our applicant?
No, we have not. We did talk, Kelly talked to us about the new law, and the new law wouldn't apply. Or you could apply it, but
They have to provide the calculation, so I did,
they have not provided.
they have not provided. So the applicant came, actually, came to my office physically, showed up, I was surprised, to talk about the law, and what I said was he really needed to talk about that with his engineer and the building inspector.
Yeah.
So I spoke with the building inspector and the assistant building inspector. We talked about the law and the application of the law, and it really requires some calculations from the engineer. So I did reach out to Kirk Rother, who's the
Yeah.
applicant's engineer, to try and just facilitate that conversation.
Sure.
He said there was something going on, but he would get back to us, and then the applicant was copied on that email as well, and the applicant followed up yesterday and said, where are we with this, Kirk? And we didn't hear back.
Oh, I see.
He was, I thought, anticipating showing up tonight, because I did say that the board wanted a professional present who could answer some of these questions. So I'm not sure if there's a confusion or anything, but they are following up with
To be
it.
more specific, this member of the board wants a professional present who has spoken to the building department and has done the calculations and asked the building department what their view is on the existing plans. But I am glad to hear that the applicant is expecting some movement and intending to go ahead. So although the case has been with us for a very long time, since August, I believe, I'm inclined to suggest that maybe we should adjourn the case once more and give them some time to get these calculations done and to approach the building department and hopefully determine whether or not, in fact, they have a two-story house according to our new definition in the new law, in which case they may not need our services. So while I was rather hoping that we might resolve this case for this applicant, I think that's my suggestion, that we adjourn it. And in as much as there has been an indication that the applicant is still moving forward, and that's
Sounds
what.
reasonable. And the public hearing is still open, right?
The public.
It's still
Or did-
open.
Yes, so I move to adjourn the application and public hearing till next month
Do you
for
want
the,
to see if anybody here
Oh.
wants to speak on it first?
good point. I'll,
Yeah, why don't we do that? So, does anyone from the public have anything to contribute to the case of 50 Wharton Drive LLC? No. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. So,
I'll make a motion to post,
Adjourn till
Thank you.
January 9th's meeting?
yeah, thank you very much. Adjourn to January 9th meeting, the public hearing and the application for 50 Wharton Drive.
Dan. All right. Thank you, guys. So, all in favor of adjourning the case of 50 Wharton Drive LLC until January?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So, yeah, I think that is probably the most constructive thing we can do there. Okay. Now let's consider new business. Rhonda, you're the new business department. What do we have? in
There are no new
business?
applications. I did send an email to all of you informing you that we are an interested agency for the 208 Business Center, which had their public hearing heard by the planning board, and it is open for written comment until January 16th. So if there's anything anybody wanted to submit in writing, send it to me, and we will submit it to the applicant. The documents are on the website. They're on the building department, under the building department. On the left-hand side, there's tabs. One of them is called projects. If you click on projects, you'll see all the documents for that.
Mm-hmm.
For the planning board, yes. Yeah, on the planning board section of the website.
Okay.
And that is all there is on that.
That is our business.
I believe I sent you an email, and we talked about it last meeting, but now I formally got the files, so, and they are big, big files.
Okay.
I don't think we could talk about the calendar unless everybody's here in case they got some issues with the dates.
Right.
Well, I don't think any of you have reviewed the calendar, because I actually only sent it to Kelly and Paul.
Then that makes
So,
more of a reason
I
to
think you're
adjourn
right.
it.
Well,
I did review the calendar, though, and there were no real problems with it. Usually you have like one a year where it has to be thought about, but I didn't really see any, so.
I found that too when I reviewed it myself. There really isn't any conflict.
Usually it's like Valentine's Day or somehow Election Day or something like that, but it looks good to me.
mhm. Well, that's good to hear. All the same, I think Dan has a point that we probably want to get as many as we can.
So let's approve January and then table the approval for the rest of the year.
Mhm.
That's the next meeting is January.
Can we do that?
January's meeting is on this year's calendar. It's on, because
Okay.
the submission date is in December.
Okay, then there we go. We don't have to.
So the January 9th date is already published.
Okay. Then
So we're kind of in the clear on that.
I
Even-
move to
even
adjourn
less
the
work.
calendar till next month, the approval of 2024.
And in the meantime, I will send it to all of you.
Okay. Well,
Second? Okay.
okay. All in favor of adjourning the calendar then? Okay. All right.
So basically, we only approved the October minutes and everything else was adjourned.
Correct.
Just want to clarify.
You're absolutely correct.
Okay. Old,
Now your favorite part, I guess, after,
well, we have old business. Now, do we have any old business? Okay. Now, I thought somewhere in here, maybe it should have been a new business. We were going to have a card that we
Oh,
could have maybe entrusted to Jim.
That's right, the retirement.
That's my understanding that the card didn't make it tonight, so we'll have to adjourn that. So,
That's a getting
don't look at me. In
Does
case,
that mean she's got to wait another month?
in case you didn't know, Debbie
I
Crew
got the
is
email.
Oh,
retiring.
wait, what? No, I didn't know that. I thought it was a card for.
Do you not read my emails either?
She sent an email.
Oh, that one was from Elizabeth.
I don't
I
know.
don't think I was on it.
Friday is her last day.
I don't know how anybody is supposed to know anything. You didn't.
I was not on that email. I had no idea.
I'm sorry if I didn't
I
ask.
didn't even get a regular.
No,
They're having a luncheon here for
Friday.
the employees, which you're all invited
Yeah,
to,
we always
on
usually
Friday between 12 and 2.
I have a court.
Oh,
So if you didn't get to say goodbye to her then, you can come to the luncheon and
Yeah,
say
we used to
goodbye.
actually have,
Retire. How are you letting this happen?
we used to actually have an actual dinner.
Kelly, can we prohibit Debbie from
I think it would
retiring?
take just a motion by this board. I'm
so-
sorry, I'm so surprised. I had no idea.
I'm hoping she's watching so she knows that, you know, it is the view of this board that she has no business retiring. And that none of us are going to know anything if she, you know, does that. And we appreciate her and her work greatly,
We recommend that she adjourn her retirement.
indefinitely.
Nobody.
Okay, so I think we could consider that the
Motion
last
to
item
adjourn
of
the
new
meeting.
business. Okay, to my knowledge, there isn't any further old business. Anyone have anything?
Nope.
Okay, then.
Motion to adjourn
Dan.
for the day.
All right,
Second.
thank you. And all in favor? Okay, then we close this meeting. Thank you, everybody.